All right, y'all. So I'm not sure if I'm going to share this one with you or not. Like, yeah, I'm struggling, and I feel like if I'm struggling, how can I help y'all? Okay. So, but I read Ecclesiastes 3, and I like verse 6. It says, "A time to search and a time to give up." For some reason, that just really, really, really spoke to me. Verse 11, like the second half, it says, "He has also set eternity in the hearts of man." That just spoke to me. Eternity in the hearts of man. Yet they cannot fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. So true. Verses 14 and 15. "I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so that men will revere him. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before. And God will call the past to account." Verse 19, the second part, it says, "All have the same breath. Man has no advantage over the animal." Excuse me. Verse 22. "So I saw that there is nothing better for a man than to enjoy his work, because that is his lot." This is the part that I like. It says, "For who can bring him to see what will happen after him?" Wow, nobody, right? Well, God can tell you, I guess, right? So the questions. Yes, I still have to wear these stupid glasses. Y'all have no idea. Like, they're so irritating. Like, you get stuff on them you can't see. They're so, like, I don't know if oily's the word, like slippery, like just sweaty. That's what it is right there. It's irritating. It leaves a mark there. And I cannot see to drive because Mary's vision is horrible. So I hate these things. Please, please continue to pray that my eye is 100% so I can stop wearing these things. I think the worst part is driving for me. Anyways, questions. What time is it for you? You know, that first verse I read, 6, it said a time to search and a time to give up. To me, I think God is telling me it's a time to give up. Like, you know, I had a desire, I guess I'll say. I don't know that I necessarily want to get married again, but I guess to fulfill other desires I have, if I want to live according to God's standards, laws, whatever, I have to get married. So, yeah, I don't think so. Like, I just really want a best friend, like someone to talk to, someone to hang out with, you know. I don't know that I necessarily really want a man anymore. I think I've pretty much given up because a lot of people do not have my beliefs, you know. Do I mess up? Oh my God, I mess up so much. But yeah, so, oh gosh, I hate doing this when people text me. But anyways, yeah, so I think it's right now it's a time for me to give up. And I put that it's a confused state for me because that's where I'm at. Like, I am just confused. I feel like I guess it's a learning state for me because you know, we did the word at church, and I really strongly felt God gave me that word last year, at the end of last year, for this year, which was advancement. And honestly, like, I don't feel like I'm advancing. If anything, like, I feel like I'm retreating. Like, I feel like I'm struggling so much with my faith. I don't understand it. Like, I just don't understand it. And I do stupid things that I know better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just truly struggling. And so for me, excuse me, excuse me, I think right now it's just a confusion time. A time for me to give up. Wow, maybe it wasn't talking about a man, but it was talking about for me to give up. Wow. Yesterday was a lot for me on control. I didn't talk about it, but God was dealing with me on control. I was talking to a friend, and he was kind of like, "Oh, so you can say this, but then when I say this." And I think it boils down to me, for me, it's having control. Because like I said, you know, I was abused a lot. And so for people like me, I think being in control gives you this safety feeling, even if it's a false feeling, you know, because you're really not in control. I think that's what it is. I want to try and stick to today, but God gave me a song yesterday because I was like, "God, I feel like you're not speaking to me anymore. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm reading, I'm trying to talk to you, I'm trying to this, you know, like, yes, I'm failing in so many ways, but I'm trying, God, like, speak to me, you know, because, like, I'm just, wow, yesterday was a bad day." And the song came on by Third Day. I don't know what it's called, but I think in part of it was talking about just give up control or something like that. not that we really have control, I guess give up the sense that you think you have control and just be held. It's talking about just be held. That's all it kept saying, was just be held. And wow, I could cry. And I just really felt like that's what God is saying to me. I want to cry. Oh my goodness. I am such a sensitive person. But that a time to give up, I guess it makes sense now. Wow, that's really what he's saying to me, is give up. Like, you are not in control. No matter how much you want to be in control, you're not in control of anything. And that's what I taught about yesterday. Wow, okay, so I'm going way off today's subject. But I'm totally not in control. I'm not in control of what happens when I drive to work. I'm not in control of how my children are. I'm not in control of, I said yesterday, someone, being in love with me, not in control even with someone liking me. I can do all I want to make somebody like me, and that doesn't mean they're gonna like me, let's see, I'm not in control of what happens at my job. I'm not in control if I get a raise or not, no matter how much I bust my tail or do XYZ, I'm just not in control. I'm not in control of the weather. I'm not in control of definitely the situation with baby girl. No matter how much I've done everything that I could possibly do, the end result just sits in God's hands. I can do everything and anything under the sun that I want to do, but the end result is always going to be in God's hands, and it's his choice. That is rough for me. Rough. Not that I don't trust God. It's honestly, like, I disagree with him. The whole situation with baby girl, like, I totally disagree. And I'm having trouble, when I feel like I see evil prevail, that causes me a lot of problems. Am I not saying God's not good and he's not sovereign and he's not God? No, I'm just saying it is a struggle for me to see evil prevail. And that's kind of how I feel in the situation with baby girl, because I feel like nobody did anything. I have my beliefs for certain reasons. And it sucks because I know where she's at right now, and yet there's nothing I can do about it. And it sucks, yeah. Anyways, I'm not going off on that realm. I already did. So time for me to give up. That's my time. What time is it for you? Ecclesiastes, this is where it's talking about, and no, even if you don't even know the Bible or anything, everybody knows this, because it actually was in, if you're old enough, Footloose. I was a kid when it was on, so hey. But they use the scripture in there, where it talks about it. There's a time to mourn, there's a time to weep, there's a time to dance, there's a time to laugh, there's a time to cry, there's a time to die, all that thing. And that's where that comes from. It says a time to search and a time to give up. And I guess for me, God is telling me it's a time to give up, Okay, let me go to the next question real quick. It says, what times do you doubt God is in control? What I just said. When I see like, I feel like evil is prevailing, I just have a very hard time. I have a very hard time with it. Wow. Especially when it comes to children. Like, yeah. That's my button, is children. So, okay, you can't cry with glasses on. It makes it even worse. Like, I can't see then, right? So what's the next question? It says, this is the last question, thank God. How does the promise of eternal life help you deal with injustice? And honestly, like, I'm not sure that it is right now. It's really not. Because people are like, well, you're not God. God knows everything. God's good. God. Yeah, you know what? That's all true. But that doesn't stop me from feeling the way that I feel, that I disagree with God. I mean, I was about to say something bad. That wouldn't sound, I was going to say grow something, and it's okay to disagree with God. He's not going to kill me, you know what I'm saying? Because I disagree with him, I know he ultimately knows what is best, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with the way things have turned out, because I don't, yeah. Okay. I don't know what today is about. To me, it's just, for me, it's a time to give up control, because I really don't have it, and I talk about the word I was thinking this morning, advancement, and I guess I'm just talking today, that God gave me advancement, and, I guess maybe like we think of things like going better, things are going in a good way, and necessarily that's not true, because I personally, I don't learn a lot when things are going great, it's when I'm in those deep, dark depths that I'm actually learning something. And I think in order to advance, you actually have to go to the depth, the lowest point, maybe I'll say. And so maybe actually, even though I think I'm not advancing and I feel like I'm retreating, maybe I actually am advancing, even though I feel like I'm struggling. I guess I feel like at this point, after being a Christian for 18, 19 years, something like that, I shouldn't be struggling with my faith, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I guess, what time is it for you? Wow, that's something. Go read Ecclesiastes 3, where it talks about it's a time for this, a time for that, a time for that, and figure out what time it is for you. I mean, God is obviously telling me it's a time for me to give up, which, like I said, is very hard for me. It's going to be very, very hard for me to do that. I don't know that I can do that, but either I can keep going around the mountain or I can give up, like he says. Wow. Incredible. Anyways, I don't know what y'all got out of today, if anything. Mary's struggling, seriously. I don't know if y'all are or whatever. I don't know, maybe you guys aren't. I am. But like I said, maybe this is God's way of advancing me, even though it doesn't feel like advancement, you know, because the things we think, because God says his ways, our ways are not his ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts, you know. And so, you know, the way that I think that I should be advancing is obviously not going to be the way that I advance, you know. And what does that mean? I don't know. Advance spiritually. I really thought it was meaning, definitely spiritually, but in my job, in my purpose, because like I said, I have to have a purpose. Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm trying to volunteer, y'all. I'm trying to volunteer for Richland County, and I'm going to tell y'all right now. And I know I have friends that work there, but that I'm friends with, but I'm just gonna say this: you have to take a polygraph just to volunteer. Why would me of all people be concerned? Actually, because they asked a lot of questions that wow, brought back some things. Brought back some things from my childhood. And I'm like, good Lord, why are they asking these questions? You know, like, am I a person, you know, that's going to harm somebody or, you know, lie or something like that? Yeah, I can see, but all these questions that they're asking, and I'm almost like, you know what, I don't want to do it, because I don't, want to deal with it. Like, I only talk to some people in a certain group about it, you know. So I don't know that I want to go into the depth of it, to be honest. But I've signed up and I have a date to take the polygraph. So y'all pray for me, please, because they'll probably be like, this chick is broke down crying taking a polygraph. What in the world? But yeah, so it's not stuff that I necessarily want to talk about with a complete and total stranger. It's not stuff I talk about with anybody that I'm even close with, to be honest. Like, I haven't. I talked about it one time in a group, and that's it. So yeah. Anyways, all right. So I guess end result, Mary's struggling, pray for her. Y'all struggling, hey, we're in the same boat together, right? Even though we feel like we're losing, you know, I guess maybe our faith, or we're losing it, actually, I think, you know, like I'm gonna say, I feel like I'm actually making progress. It's not necessarily the way that I would think I would make progress, but apparently I'm making progress. So I don't know. I guess you guys just figure out what it is you need to give up, and have a good day. I don't know, I hope something that I have said, though, at least was encouraging to you today. So y'all have a good day. I don't know, I'll watch this, and if I don't like it, I won't show it, because I want to be encouraging and uplifting to people, not bringing them down, because there's enough stuff in this world that brings us down, you know. And I guess for me, as far as struggling, I feel like if I'm struggling, then I can't be an encouragement to you, you know. But once again, God says his ways are higher than mine, so what do I know, right? Y'all, what is today? Thursday. You guys have a great Thursday. Love y'all. Peace.